Welcome back. In the last video we make a seeker registration form, right? So in this video we'll store the seeker details, but before that we have to do a couple of things. So first thing is, in your seeker registration.blade.php you have to wrap everything this within the form, which we haven't done at. So we'll do this, and before doing this we have to also make a post route in our web.php, and this post route will have some method in user controller, and that will be responsible for storing our data. Okay, so let's go to the user models first. So the user model is in the app and models, and in the models folder we have a user model. And if you scroll a little down here, you'll see the field level array. And within the field level array, we have a name, email, and passport. So what this means is, whenever you submit the form, and let's say something like name, email, passport, and gender, right, bio, or whatever is coming from the form, but if you specify name, email, passport, this will be only inserted into your database, and the rest of things like gender, bio, which you have submitted to the form, that but you have not specified here, so they will not be stored in your table. Okay, so this is the very important thing, since we want other field to be also inserted in the users table, like use type, profile pic, billing, etc. So we have to specify all these here. Okay, so I'll use this one. So now we have about, we have a profile pic, user type, resume, user trial, billing ends, status, and the plan. So these are the things that we want to insert into our users table. Okay, so now let's go into the web.php, and here for this one we'll just give the name route, create dot seeker for our get route. So we are giving name route because it's very handy while we make a redirection, or for any stuff, if you give a name route. So instead of using like slash register slash register slash seeker for any anchor tag or something like that, we can specify just route name, and it's the best way to do. Okay, so just specify this, and we'll be using this later. Okay, and we'll have another route which will be the post route, and the post route will have the same URL, but it will be the post, and we'll make a method store seeker, and then we'll have a name route as store seeker. Okay, now let's go to the form and let's specify the this action. Okay, so here is our car, and here we need to have the form. So form, and then we'll write an action, we'll write a method equals to post. Okay, method post, and let's close this form. So we'll close this form after this card, so we'll close it here, form. And we have to specify the action, and the action we can simply, instead of doing something like register, register slash seeker, right, we can do like this, which is a route name. We can write a route, and we can specify the name is specified here, so which is store seeker. Okay, and we'll write here store seeker. Okay, so when you submit the form, so this route will be trigger, right, and it has a user controller and store seeker method, which we have to define here. So let's define a method here, public function store seeker, and now this store seeker will be responsible for storing the data. Okay, so for now let's return something like hello, return hello, or let's write okay, just to test that this method was triggered when you submit this form. Okay, so if you go here and give a refresh, if you submit this, we should get some type of error which is called 491 page expired. This is because when you make a post request in Laravel, we have to submit the token as well, so we have to write cross site request forgery, and this is for the security purpose, so we have to specify CSRF token. So this will give the token. Okay, so it will identify whether the request is authentic, or whether this is like not authentic, or whether this is against the security risk. So this is very important to specify CSRF token. So if you specify this CSRF token, then you'll get token here. So if you open this and if you go to your form, so this is the token. So this is our form, and we have to specify our route name. So this will trigger this URL method is post, and here is our token, and this is the value. Okay, so this is very important. Now if you submit, you should not get 419 page expire, so we get okay. Okay, since we have written okay, now it's time to store the data. So we'll use your user model, user and create. Okay, we'll use user create. So make sure you imported this here. Okay, so here we'll specify the name. So name is in our database, and we can use something like this. So we are getting the input from the field, so we can use a uh, request helper to get like this name. Or other ways to do this is, other way to get input is, you can like do like something like this, request, and you can write a request, and then you can simply do request, uh, simply do the request get name, dollar request get name. So you can do this as well. Okay, so I want to use the helper, so let's remove this one, and let's remove this one. I can simply use a request helper, and I don't need this one since I'm not using the request. So we can use a request helper. Okay, so email, we'll write the email, and we can write a request email, which we get from the form, and we also getting from the form password as passport. So these are the fields that we have in our database, and the request name, request email, and request passport are the things that is coming through our form. So we have a name, full name as a name, email as a email, and passport as a name as passport. Okay, so now this should store the data. So this is create, 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 and once this user is created, we probably return to the login page with some successful message. But for now we don't have a login page, so we simply want to return back with no any message. Okay, so let's go here and let's go back and let's refresh. Let's submit the data here. So first name John Doe, email John Doe @gmail.com, John Doe 123. Let's submit this, and we got some error because we have user underscore type, which is not a nullable property, right? Which was not a nullable property, so it's giving us some error. So if you go here in the structure, user underscore type is here, and this is not nullable. We need this, right? So we have to specify whether this user is a seeker or this user is a employer. So user type, we can, so this is for seeker, so we can write seeker. Okay, something like this. I think the best way to do this is to make here, to use here const, and we can write like a job seeker, seker seeker, and specify. This is more, I think, more readable. Okay, so we can simply call this here as a self seeker, so self seeker. Okay, and we have to also big crypt the passport. We are not going to store the plain passport, so we'll write a big crypt here and wrap everything this. Okay, so first wrap this with a two bracket, and we'll write you can write a has or has make, or you can write a big crypt, so it will encrypt our passport. Okay, So now let's go and let's give a try. So refresh this one and I'll write John Doe as a full name. I'll write John Doe @gmail.com and password John Doe 123. Submit, and we're redirected back. So let's go here and let's give a refresh, and we have one user. So this is the name, full name, email, and we have the password, and the user type is seeker, and rest of field are nullable. We have a created and updated date.